And he's like, well, you won't have all this stuff if you marry me. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Justice, and this here is Samantha, or Sammy as I like to call her. And today because it's almost Christmas, we are going to be reading 3 different Christmas books. I'm so excited. And 2 of these I'm even more excited about because I got them for free. I found them in free little libraries like months and months ago. And now I'm finally getting to read them. So first though, real quick before we go through these, I do want to apologize because I did not have a video last month, and it is because I got super duper sick. I was throwing up like 20 plus times a day, like TMI, but it was terrible. It was terrible. I had to go get an IV placed, and it was not fun. But I'm better now. It was like weeks and weeks of being sick, but I am better now, and I'm so happy to be better in time for Christmas. But yeah, so thank you to my subscribers for sticking around, and we will be doing this video this month, and we'll have another video coming up this month as well. But I won't tell you what that is, guys. You will just have to wait and see. Okay, but it does have to do with little libraries, so there's that. I know you guys love the little libraries. So the books that we will be reading, this one is one of the ones that I found in a little free library. It is called Santa's Sweetheart by Janet Dailey, and it says it's a delightful annual tradition. So someone must be reading this every year, which, I can't say anything because I read this book by Neil Shusterman this Halloween. It was called Full Tilt, and it was so good, and I probably will be reading that every Halloween now. Excuse me, guys. Oh, you see my stitch? I don't know if you can see it. My Stitch snowy days. It sleeted the other day, so I'm excited. I'm all like cozied up in my sweaters, and Sammy keeps coming and snuggling with me, and we keep reading. I'm reading Bonds of Hercules right now. That one is pretty good. Bloods of Hercules, I gave a 5-star. If you guys have not read that one, I would go check it out. But back to this. So Santa's Sweetheart, excuse me, Sammy. This one is about a sheriff, and he's a widowed single father to a 6-year-old little girl named Maggie. Between him and Maggie's school teacher. Oh yeah, so he's roped into playing Santa at the annual Christmas ball. Oh, that sounds so fun. With pretty Miss Grace by his side, it's enough to make Sam even grumpier than usual, if not for the feelings sweet Grace stirs up inside. All right. Oh, apparently she just had a broken engagement. They always do. The female love interest always has like a broken engagement or just got like dumped or something. And then the second one we have is Under the Mistletoe by Linda Howard and Stephanie Bond. This is another one I found in a little free library, which was pretty cool, months and months ago. I think I found both of them at the same time, like in the same day. Anyway, so this one, I know, I read the synopsis of it last night, is she's stranded in a blizzard and she's giving birth, which is crazy. And I think he's the doctor. Yes, he's the doctor. Derek Taliaferro. Ooh, that's an interesting name. But yeah, so I am really excited about this. I had a really traumatic birth when I had my son. So hopefully it's not like super graphic on the birth scene, because if it is, I'll have to like skip it. But if not, then that'll be perfect. Hopefully it's not. But anyway, still excited for it because that sounds really fun. And then the third one, which is the one we'll be doing last, is Snowed In at the Cat Cafe by Rachel Rowlands. And I think this is such a cute concept. Whenever I heard of the concept of cat cafes, just in general, I thought it was such a cute concept. But whenever I saw this book, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to read this. because it's just adorable. Romance, my favorite thing. Cats, my favorite thing. Coffee, oh my gosh, my favorite thing. So all three of those things together, yeah, that's gonna be, I bet this will be a 5-star. I bet you it will, for what it is. Like, I bet it won't be the best writing in the world, you know what I mean, but it's gonna be a fun 5-star read for me. I bet it's only like, let's see, it's only like 300 pages, 295, so it's not even bad at all. But we'll read that one last, and then we will flip a coin to see which one of these ones we'll read first. So I always seem to get tails whenever we do this. Every time I flip a coin and we go to pick a book, I always pick tails, and then I don't pick tails, and then we land on tails, and then I'm always like, shoot, I should have done tails. So we're gonna do tails, and we're gonna assign. So we'll put this one as tails, and the Under the Mistletoe as the heads, and let's flip for it. Oh, I didn't catch it. We'll do it again. Oh, bear with me, guys. I'm special. Okay, here we go. Oh, it's heads. It's never heads. Okay, that's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. It is never heads. It is always tails. So I guess we'll be reading Linda Howard and Stephanie Bond's Under the Mistletoe first. So it looks like it's like 376 pages, which is kind of a lot for a romance. Right? It's kind of a lot for a romance. That's okay. So we will start reading that one. As always, I will set a 1-hour timer, and then I'll check back in with you guys and let you know how it's going. And then I will, if it starts sleeting again, I'll like take some videos of that and like put that in and make it all cozy. I got my kitty. I got my coffee. I'm going to turn on like a Christmas ambiance, and I'll show you guys that. I don't know what's going on with my voice. I think it's the weather. I always have something going on with my voice when I go to film. Anyway, guys, let's get started. Let's set an hour timer, and I'm going to get cozy. And Sammy's one step ahead of me. She's already getting cozy. She's always wanting me to snuggle with her. She's just good like that. And let's get started. I will set my hour timer. We got all my coffee, got all my goods. I will see you guys in an hour. Oh my gosh, you guys, I am loving this book. So first off, I don't know how I didn't notice this because it says it right here at the top, but you know, I just overlook things sometimes. It says 2 reader favorites that celebrate the joy of the season. So there's actually 2 books in this, so it's not like 400 pages like I thought it was. It's like each one is like 200 pages about. So that's fun, but also I'm kind of disappointed because I wanted like 400 pages of like the romance between these 2 people. But it's okay. So far it is so good. So I'm going to explain what's happening so far. So the scariest thing I can imagine, oh my gosh, you guys. So she is in her house. She is alone. She doesn't have like a husband or anybody. She had a husband, but we don't know what happened yet. But I'm guessing he left her or something, but it's not a good situation. So she's alone. It's Christmas Day, and it's a blizzard. There's a blizzard going on, and she is in labor, and it's a month early. She's not supposed to be going into labor for another month. So I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so scary. This is such a scary situation. So she decides, oh, and the power's out, the phones are out, which is like she can't call for help. She can't really like go anywhere. She can, but it's a blizzard. So she has to choose between like pretty much getting the care for her baby, where it's less safe for her to go out in the blizzard, but it's, you know, so she has to choose between like her care, what's safer for her and what's safer for her baby. And so she chooses what's safer for her baby, of course, and she goes out into the blizzard and she gets into a wreck. uh, she doesn't really like it, and she kind of does. She goes off into the ditch, so like she kind of gets into a wreck. It's not serious, but then a doctor, a prenatal care doctor, thank God, drives by and sees her, and he takes her back to her place and is like, "Sweetheart, you're in luck today because babies are my business, and I'm a doctor, and you're gonna be just fine." And my heart's like, oh, my heart is like thump, 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 because this is like so perfect. Like, how can you find a more perfect situation where obviously it's so scary and it's like a horrible situation, but like you found a prenatal care doctor. I don't know what his specific name is. I would have to go and look, and I'm not going to do that. But we're just going to call him a prenatal care doctor because we all know what we're talking about is, or what we're talking about. But yeah, so then he delivers the baby, of course, and then he decides that he is madly in love with her and that it hit him like a ton of bricks, and he is going to teach her how to love again because he knows, he can tell that she's been hurt by like this previous husband that she had. So yeah, and then he goes, "You're not going to have to deal with like the medical costs and like all this different stuff," because she's like, "I can't go to the hospital, like this normal, or the hospital that he wants her to go to, because then she'd have all these medical bills, and she just needs to go to a charity hospital." And he's like, "Well, you won't have all this stuff if you marry me." Yeah. So, and that's where I left off. He was like, if you marry me, then you won't have all that. And I was like, ah, ah. Oh my gosh, it's so good so far. It's so good. I'm probably it's exactly 1 hour from when I started right now. And you know what? I spent the first 10 minutes. I'm really kind of sad because this will be my goal of the year is 50 books. And this will be my 50th book of the year. But I can't find it anywhere on Fable, listed anywhere, like at all. I don't know why it's not listed anywhere on Fable. Maybe because it's such a small town book. Like, this is Linda Howington in here, but on the front it says Linda Howard. Maybe I can find it that way. I don't know. I could not find it. But anyway, so I won't be able to add it to my Fable to put that it's my 50th book for the year and make it like my goal book, which is kind of sad, but it's okay. We'll make both of these books are on Fable, so one of those will just be my 50th book of the year, and then we'll just remember that this was my 50th book of the year. Because I think this one will be pretty unforgettable. It's pretty cute. I love it. Okay, guys, I'll check back in with you in a little bit. See ya. Hey, guys, I'm back. It's the next day, and I have gotten to page 72 out of, I think it's 124. Let's double check. 124 pages. And I was able to find it, by searching the Bluebird Winter. So I searched Bluebird Winter by Linda Howard, and I was able to find the book on Fable, and I'm so excited because now I can put this as my 50th book of the year. Yay! So as soon as I finish it, which I might finish it today, I might finish it tomorrow. I don't know. I can't decide because we're doing 3 days. It's only the 4th. So I technically have one more day to read this one. And I don't know, it's just whenever I really like a series or a book, I really like to stretch it out and make it last longer. So we might stretch it out till tomorrow and try and make it last a little bit longer because I am loving this story so much. It is so cute. So where we left off, and spoilers, guys, obviously. And where we left off, he asked her to marry him. He was like, "Marry me, I'll take care of you. I want to take care of your baby." And it was so cute. It was so sweet. And she was just like, okay, like that's not how it went down. There was a little more like hesitation and stuff, but she agreed, and then they got married like within the next couple days. They got married with like all his loved ones and everything there, everybody there. None of her family or anything was there, obviously. Um, but yeah, he took care of everything. He was like, I'll just take care of everything, and then he did, and it was like, wow, what a man. What a man. But yeah, so I cannot wait to see what happens next. It sounds like they're gonna get a bigger place together and then live happily ever after. And I can't wait to see them live happily ever after, because I don't know, I can't wait to see him wear down her like tough spirit and like make it to where she's able to love again. And especially around the Christmas time, and it's Christmas time, I love it so much. So cozy, so romantic. But anyway, guys, so I'm gonna set another 1 hour timer, and then we'll see where I get in that 1 hours. I think in that 1 hour, we'll see where I get in that 1 hour, and then if I have any left, then we'll finish it tomorrow. How about that? I think that's a good rule. If there's any left after the hour, then we finish it tomorrow. But if not, then I'll check back in with you guys today. But if not, then I will check back in with you tomorrow. Okay. Have you just been sitting here cleaning yourself this whole time? Hey guys, it is 2 days later. Sorry, I did not have time to film yesterday, but I did read yesterday. So I ended up finishing this, the Bluebird Winter by Linda Howard. And it was so, so, so good. Oh my gosh, I loved it. I loved it so much. I'm going to end up reading this again for sure. I gave it 5 stars. And let me tell you what happened in the end. So they got into a couple little quarrels. So they got into some quarrels. She was feeling like insecure that he just wanted to be a father, or she felt like he just wanted to be a father and didn't really want to be a husband to her, which is not the case. That's not how he feels. And then she kept bringing up that like she owed him. They were going to do the deed. And she was like, I just feel like I owe you so much, and this is the least I can do for you. And he got really upset because he's like, I'm so sick of you. Like, he didn't say it like this, but he was like, I'm so like done with you. Like saying like, I owe you, like you don't owe me anything. Yeah, which is so sweet of him. And anyway, they got past that. She talked to her friend Sarah, and his friend Sarah, and Sarah ended up giving her a job, which is really cool of her. So Sarah ended up giving her a job, and then she went and talked to Sarah, and Sarah was like, girl, you need to just tell him you love him and then see where it goes. And so that's what she did. And then, of course, they were fine. They had their moment and they were fine. And they lived happily ever after with Riza. And he got her, he set up this whole Christmas, even though it was February, he set up this whole Christmas for her. And he got her all these different presents. He got her this locket with a picture of them and Riza and like more spots to put future children's pictures. And it was just so sweet and grand. Like the gesture was so grand. And oh, I just loved it. I loved Derek. I think that was his name. See, I've already forgotten. I'm so bad about names. I think it was Derek. Derek, yes, it was Derek. He was such a sweetheart. And I don't think any man like him actually really exists, but we'll hope and pray that one does. Maybe there is. I'm sure that something like that has happened before. But anyway, so now we are going to move on to the next one, which we decided was going to be Santa's Sweetheart. So this one is, I think he's a sheriff. Sheriff Sam Delaney is shouldering the lot as the lone lawman in a small Texas town of Branding Iron and the widowed single father of 6-year-old Maggie. Okay. So he is roped into playing Santa at the annual Christmas ball. And then he meets Grace Chapman, who I believe is Maggie's school teacher. Yes, Maggie's school teacher. So it is the teacher and the single dad, and it is going to be so fun, I think. I can't wait to start it. So, as always, we will start at 1 hour timer, and I will read it, and then I'll actually let you guys know how it was tomorrow because it's already really late today. So, I'll let you guys know what happened and how it was tomorrow. And then tomorrow we will read through probably as much of it as we can because we only have 2 more days after today to read it. And it's already 11 o'clock at night on, I don't know what day it is. It's 11 o'clock at night though, and it's Saturday. So, anywho, let's jump into it, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Okay, bye. I'm back. It is 2 days from the last time I saw you. I actually just got busy with my son and didn't have time to film, but I am back. So I have now finished Santa's Sweetheart by Janet Dailey, and I will let you know after I tell you about it, how it was. So this followed a sheriff named Sam Delaney and a teacher named Grace Chapman. And Sam had a little girl named Maggie, and she was 6 years old. And Maggie loves to read, and she's not good at sports, and a couple other things. I just remember because I remember thinking that, oh, I was just like Maggie. Whenever I was a kid, I loved to read, and I was terrible at sports, and I hated that I wasn't good at it because she hates that she's not good at it, and it's a whole thing. But anyway, so Maggie decides that her dad needs a girlfriend. So she stages this strike, and she says that she's not going to PE anymore, and she's going to stay in class, and she doesn't, she just is going to stay in class, and she's not going to go to PE anymore, and that's that. And of course, the teacher has to send home a note to the teacher, to her dad, and then her dad has to come in and meet with the teacher. And of course, she just did all of this just to set him up with the teacher, which is pretty adorable. So then he's going into the parking lot to go and meet her, and he hit her car. I was like, of course he did, because like, why else would he not? He hit her car, and then he has to tell her that he hit her car, and she's like, well, and she's like, well, you better get me a replacement car because I have to get to and from school. I'm a teacher. And he's like, don't worry, I'll get you a rental car, all of this, like I'll take care of it. And is a total gentleman about it. And then he also figures out, like, in the meeting that his daughter has set him up. So he tells her that, and he's like, I'm pretty sure that she set us up, and, but nothing comes of it. So anyway, moving forward, so then the next day she gets this rental car. He doesn't drop off this rental car for her because he hasn't seen it yet. He doesn't see the first rental car, but she goes and gets the rental car, or it's like it got dropped off at the parking lot or something like that. I don't remember how it got there. Anyway, so she sees it and he does not see it. And she is like, what is this? What is this? Because it's like a terrible car. And she goes and she parks it in his parking spot because they're about to have a big meeting that night, a big council meeting that night, and she's going to go. So they go in, and he's like, whenever he sees the car, he's like, who is this in my parking spot? Like, I'm going to have a talking to with them. And she's like, he better see my car in that parking spot. It was really funny. She was like really mad. It was just a whole communication thing. Like he did not mean to give her a crappy car, but she thought that he did, and it was a whole thing, and she was just not being very nice. So I didn't really like Grace. I have to say, I did not care for Grace at all, and I'll tell you guys more why, like later, why I didn't care for her as much. Where was I? Oh yeah, so they're at the council meeting, and of course, because we read it in here, he gets signed on to play Santa. They kind of like trap him into playing Santa, and they're like, you should play Santa, or we're pretty much going to not vote for you in the next election, is pretty much what they say for sheriff. And it's like, I don't know, that was pretty messed up. And he told the mayor too, he was like, that was messed up of you to put me in that position, sir. And yeah, well, I thought it was funny. I forgot to mention that last book that we just read. What was it called? Bluebird Winter? I think that's right. It was set in Texas, not Oklahoma. It just talked about Oklahoma. I'm from Oklahoma. But it was set in Texas, and this one's set in Texas. So these two are both set in Texas. And this one, guys, thanks for always listening to me ramble. I really just use this channel, of course, for you guys that are subscribers, but mostly just for myself as like a video journal. And it's so fun to have you guys along with me. So thank you for always listening to me ramble and just hang out with me all the time while I am silly and talk just aimlessly. I don't know where the setting of this one is, and I'm not finding it. So we're gonna move on from that. So the council meeting, they figure out the council meeting, she does end up having a conversation with him, and he's like, I'm so sorry, Grace, this is not the car that I had set up for you. Someone made a mistake at the insurance company or at the car company, whichever. And he's like, you're gonna have to wait till tomorrow and I'll get you a new car. Like, I'll call them and make sure that there's a good car for you tomorrow. And she's still upset, but she's just like, okay, whatever, like, I'll believe you, like, I'll trust you. So then she's driving home, and he's driving home, and she, I guess, gets into, or no, it breaks down. She doesn't get into a wreck. It breaks down. So she's like on the side of the road, and he comes across the car, but not her, on the side of the road, and he's like, where's Grace? So then he starts driving all through the streets, and it's super foggy, so like she can't see where she is. So what ended up happening, it goes to her side, her point of view, and what ended up happening was it was so foggy, she breaks down, she can't see where she's like, I'm gonna walk home. She's like, it's only 15 minutes, I can just walk home, I know the way. But because it's so foggy, she ends up getting turned around and she gets lost. And then it's really, really cold out, obviously, because it's November or December, like one of the two. And she is just freezing to death, like in the middle of wherever she is. We don't know where she is. But anyway, so he ends up finding her. He does end up finding her, and he gives her like this big old hug, and he's just like, Grace, oh my gosh, like, I just can't believe this. Like, I can't believe you're here. I also forgot to mention that Grace, before all this, I think it was before all this, all my notes, I'm so bad about this. I take my notes on my phone that I film on, and then I'm like, I don't have my notes, and I don't want to sit there and transfer my notes to my other phone. So I'm just like, I'll just remember, and then halfway through here, I'm like, dirt, but that's okay. We're going to make it. So what were we talking about? What were we talking about? Oh yeah. So Grace, before all this, I think it happened before all this. I cannot remember now at this point. This is why we need to film every single day, and I need to stop getting so busy. But anyway, Grace, she went to the Christmas tree farm with them. So she goes and picks out. She went to eat with them, and then she went to the Christmas tree farm with them, and then they agreed to not see each other, because she was like, I don't want to be seen with you. It's weird. We're getting stares. All that pretty much. Like, they just don't want the image of them together to like, and there's Maggie, even though Maggie like wants them to get together. She doesn't want to hurt Maggie. And that's a big theme throughout this whole thing, is she doesn't want to hurt Maggie because she can't commit. That's why I don't like Grace. That's a big reason why I don't like Grace, because she cannot just choose and commit. Like, she has issues. She wants to run. She wants to go all the time. She's always like, I just want to go. I want to run. I don't know. What do I need? What do I not need? I don't know. Do I want this? Do I not? And she's just excruciating, guys. She's really excruciating. But anyway, I need some water. I'll be right. Guys, I just filmed that whole end of that video and realized that my mic was not on. So let's do this again. I don't know what else, could go wrong with this video, but I don't want to say that because I already said it, but let's because the universe always likes to prove me wrong. Anywho, so where were we whenever we left off? So Sam was in the hospital. So Sam gets out of the hospital, but then she gets a call while she's at school, and her dad is in the hospital and he is about to pass away. She gets this call from her brother. So then she has to leave and fly to, I don't remember where it was, Salt Lake City, Utah, I think it was. And she has to say goodbye to her father. And it's this big thing because her father cheated on her mother and she walked in on it while she was a kid. And that's why she has all these commitment issues, which it's like, I guess that's understandable. It's like, okay, that's understandable. I see why you have all these issues. And, but at the same time, it's like, you need to go to therapy and heal from this. What she has gone to therapy, but she hasn't found a way to heal from it, which is what she needs to do. And stop running away from our man, Sam. Anyway, so she does that. She says goodbye. Sam sends her this letter because remember how her and Maggie went on their girls trip and she took her shopping and took her to the mall and all that stuff. So she bought her this really cute dress and it was really expensive. So Sam was like, I can't let her pay for that, especially if we're going our separate ways. So he sends her an envelope full of cash, for the dress, and he wrote for the dress in it. But then on the inside of the envelope, he wrote, Grace, I'm here. So she would definitely see it, but she doesn't see it when she initially opens it, and she goes on her way to go see her father. So Sam, days later, is like, what's going on? Why hasn't she contacted me? She must just want nothing to do with me because she hasn't contacted me since she saw my note or whatever. Excuse me. But she never saw the note. And Maggie forgot to tell him that she was no longer in town and that she had to go out of town. So it was just a big communication thing, a communication issue, which is frustrating. It's annoying in books, just talk to each other. But anyway, she's still out of town. He finally realizes that she's out of town saying goodbye to her dad. So he's like, oh, that's probably why she probably hasn't even looked at the note. So then she says goodbye to her dad, and she, I guess, does heal inside and has this big awakening and is like, I need to be with Sam. So she decides that she's gonna make this big, not proposal, not ask him to marry her or anything, but make this big thing and show him that she loves him and whatever. It doesn't show what she wanted to do, but she has to catch this flight back to Texas, and then she has to drive back and beat the storm. So, and in the meantime, Sam is at the Christmas ball that they decided to do, and he is playing Santa Claus. And even though he got shot, he still is pulling it through for the kids because Sam's a real one. And anyway, Grace is like zooming home. She's like driving home, trying to beat the snowstorm because she wants to confess to Sam that she loves him. And she does. That's what happens. She beats the storm. She wanted to get all dressed up in this pretty dress, but she doesn't have time. So she just goes in her jeans and her sweater, and she goes and sits on his lap and says, "All I want for Christmas is you, Sam." Yeah, that's what happened. He's a little weird. Not really my cup of tea. I didn't really think that that was, I don't know, it was a little sweet. It was like, oh, okay, I guess. But it was more like weird. It was more just like, get off his lap, everyone's looking. I don't know. It was really weird. I'm gonna tell you guys now. I didn't like this book. I gave it a 3 stars. And it's not a good 3 stars. You know, sometimes you have like a good 3 stars. This is not a good 3 stars. This was like it wasn't bad by any means. Like it wasn't terrible. And I still enjoyed it. Like I still enjoyed reading it. But I found myself like, when is this going to end? Like flipping the pages, you know? And Grace was just so excruciating. Like she would just not make a choice. I know that she was had to heal from her dad, like cheating on her mom, and that was supposed to be like this big realization for her that I don't know, it just did not seem genuine to me. It didn't seem like a genuine thing that would happen. Like you just all of a sudden decide right after your dad dies that, oh, I want to be with this person. Like, I don't know. Maybe you would. It just didn't, I didn't like it. No, it wasn't for me. And that's okay. You know, I'm sure that there's a lot of people out there that really relate to Grace and really, really relate to the story. And I really related to Maggie. I thought she was adorable. She reminded me of me as a kid. Um, but other than that, I didn't really care for it. So I will be donating it to either a little library or to Gardeners, which is a local used bookstore in my area. And hint, hint, we might be doing something with that later. Hint, hint. So I want to be done with that book. So we're just gonna like, it didn't go far. There we go. I just want to be done with that book. So let's get in to the one that I have as a 5-star prediction. And you know what's crazy is that I had really high hopes for that one, didn't have high hopes for the Bluebird Winter, and have high hopes for this one. So it's like all reversed because Bluebird Winter I ended up really, really loving. And then that one I didn't really care for. And this one, I don't know yet. I'm really excited to see, but I have really high hopes for it. So I'm hoping it lives up to it and it's not like that one where it just is meh. That's what I put in my review for it. If you have me on Fable, or you can add me on Fable, it's just escapewithme_books. And I'll put it down below in the beginning and the end of the video, and even right now, maybe right here. But yeah, if you have me on Fable, you can go and read my review, and I'm literally just like, meh, didn't like it. She's excruciating, just meh. That's all I had to say. I couldn't find anything more to say about it. I keep pointing at this one, but it's not that one. I got rid of that. I don't really ever want to see that one again. Janet Dailey, I could read her again. I could see reading her again, but I don't ever want to read that book again. Which is rare for me. Whenever I read a book, I really usually want to read it again. Like I'm a big hoarder of things, and I love to read things again and keep things so that I can read them again. And I don't know. Anyway, let's get into Snowden at the Cat Cafe. I'm so excited for this one, guys. Like I said, 5-star prediction. I cannot wait for this. Okay, guys, I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Hey, guys, it's the next day, and I am now onto page 60. It looks like I stopped in the middle of the chapter. I don't remember doing that, but I guess I did. So I'm still in the middle of, no, I'm not in the middle of that super long chapter. I'm on chapter 3 now. Double check. I thought I just saw it. Yes, I'm on chapter 3 now. So what has happened? We now, in that super long chapter, we got introduced to our female main character. So her name is Emmy, and she is an artist, which is really cool because we learned that, what is his name again? Jared? Jared. I wanted to call him Jason, but I knew that wasn't right. Jared is a graphic designer, or like does that on the side. So we know that they could really hit it off with their artwork. And we also found out that she lives in the flat above the shop, which I think we already knew, but like we got, more introduced to like her area and stuff. And we didn't get introduced to like them together until page like 36 or 38. I think it was 36, something like that. So you're just like, when are they gonna meet? When are they gonna meet? And then they finally meet, and it's kind of cringy. Like, it's kind of cute. They obviously have like an instant connection to each other, but he is definitely not like looking for a relationship, because we find out that he got out of a long-term relationship and she was cheating on him. So she was actually with a fiance and was cheating on the fiance like with him. So he was the cheatee, or however you would say that. But anyway, not a good situation. And her name was Megan. We find out her name was Megan. Yeah, I think that's about it. But they meet, and there's an instant connection, but it's kind of cringy because she's just like over enthusiastic, and it just makes it like, oh, girl, like calm down a little bit. I don't know. That's just how I felt. I was like, oh, ease into it a little more. Like, you're making it so obvious that you want him. And I don't know. It was fun though. Like, I still was like, oh, I don't know. It made me make all the sounds. So, but I'm really excited to continue now. Obviously, it's still sad because his cat passed away, and we learned more about Poppy, which was his cat. And yeah, we learned more about Poppy, and that's about it. I am going to start reading again. As always, I'll set my hour timer and see how far into it we can get. So I'll check in after the hour, let you guys know like what'll happen, and then after that, I will see you the next day. Okay, see you guys in an hour. Hey guys, it's been an hour, and I am now on chapter 6, or page 98. So I am really loving this. It's really cute. Even though it's got some like, the beginning was like kind of cringy, like when they first met. I'm still really loving it. There's some reports of bad weather starting to come in, so we know that they're getting close to getting snowed in, which is so exciting. Anyway, so it got kind of wild. There's gonna be some drama. Okay, so you know how we said that he has an ex-girlfriend named Megan? So she is now staying Sylvie went out of town, which is her aunt that owns the cafe. And she went out of town, so it's just like her and like some other girls running the cafe. And there's this girl that's coming to stay in another one of the flats above the cat cafe. And it turns out that it is this girl, Megan, his ex-girlfriend. So they are all about to get snowed in together. And Effie, she's now got a broken wrist because they went to like this event, and then she was trying to sell her artwork, and then she fell. Her artwork like shattered all over the floor, and then she fell on her wrist and broke her wrist. And it was terrible. He took her to the urgent care or wherever they went, and it was so sweet. He was so tender and took care of her. It was just so sweet. And yeah, so then after that, we meet Megan, and Megan is now staying. She's not moving in, but she's staying in the flat for like a week or something, or who knows how long, because they're going to get snowed in. So we will just have to see what happens. I'm getting really excited though, because it's about to happen, and then we're not even halfway through yet, so it's going to happen, and then we're going to have like the whole other half of the book, where they're snowed in and we get to watch them fall in love. And there's going to be some drama because Megan's there and she is on a mission to get him back also, which is crazy because he was the other guy. So it's like, shouldn't you be getting your fiance back? But I don't know. I guess people are weird. Anywho, so I guess I will see you guys tomorrow. I'll probably read a little bit more of this tonight. Maybe not. Maybe I'll read my book club book. I need to get caught up in my book club. But we'll see. Either way, I will see you guys tomorrow, and then we will get this finished. All right? Bye, guys. Hey, guys. I am back, and it has been a few days. So I have officially lost my own challenge, but let me explain, okay? Let me explain. So it's because I really ended up wanting to take my time with this book, and my husband was out of town. I think I said that earlier in the video. My husband was out of town and he came home early that week, and I just wanted to spend time with him and take my time with this. So I did that and I lost the challenge. But hey, life happens and that's okay. We move on. So where were we? I did finish it though. I did finish it. Woo! And you know what? I don't know. I'll let you guys know after I explain, I guess, what else happened. So they got snowed in, it happened. And they got snowed in with Megan there, like with the ex there. And she ended up, like, because she wanted him back. So she ended up causing, like, some drama, but not, like, so much. It was more just, like, that it was awkward. And, like, they all had dinner together, the three of them did. And it was just really awkward. And, like, they didn't have, him and Emmy, Jared and Emmy, they didn't have, like, any time together to, like, talk about their relationship, really. Like, they had, like, one moment where they did kiss, but they didn't have, like, they didn't talk, they didn't, like, I don't know, like, they didn't, and they said, like, will we talk later, but spoiler alert, they don't really talk about it later, and it's kind of frustrating. After they get snowed in and there's a little bit of drama that unfolds, but then he's like, I don't want you back, and she's like, okay, I'm just gonna go upstairs, and then they kiss. Emmy and him kiss. After that, they're leaving to go to a vet clinic because one of the cats is getting sick. So they're leaving to go to a vet clinic, and they take Megan's car because his van for the cat cafe is like broke down or whatever, and Emmy doesn't drive. So they leave in Megan's car and they end up getting in a car wreck. And it was pretty bad. Like, they could have been really seriously injured. Jared broke his arm, and Emmy could have refractured her wrist, but she didn't. She ended up being okay. She was knocked unconscious, and then she was, like, out of it for, like, a couple days, I think. I think it was a couple days. But then she woke up in the hospital, and she was okay, and everyone was okay. And the cat ended up being okay, so that was good. And then, in the end, they ended up living happily ever after together, and he adopted a new kitten. So that was nice. It was cute, but I just feel like it could have been so much better. Like, I feel like it was, I don't know, the premise of it was really, really cute and wholesome, but then you get down to it and it's like, he was snowed in with his ex. Like, they were just snowed in. It wasn't romantic. It was just awkward and weird, and it wasn't, like, feel good like you expected it to be, where it's just the two of them, like in the romance, the romance that we read before with the doctor and the girl that was giving birth. Like, it's just them, and you have that, like, time where they're, like, getting to know each other, even though they get married really fast and whatever else. Still, I don't know. It wasn't what I expected it to be. I expected more from it, really. And I feel like that's not a popular opinion. I think more people really, really love this book. So I'm sorry to those that really, really love this book, because I didn't. It kind of disappointed me. And I'm sorry about that, but it is what it is. Anywho, there will be more Christmas romances that I will love in the future, and it's so funny, like I was saying, I think in the last time I was talking to you guys that I really expected to love this one and didn't really care for it that much. And same with the other one that I really expected to love and didn't care for it much. But then the one that I was like iffy about, I ended up like loving so much, like 6-star read. I'll read that again. I could read that again every year. So yeah. Well, this has been it, guys. It has been really fun. Bye, guys. See you in the next one. Like and subscribe.